The Los Angeles Lakers won 50 games in the 2024-25 season, the most since the 2019-20 campaign and second most since 2011-12. In a perfect world, one would expect J.J. Redick's team to take a leap and improve its win total in the 2025-26 season, especially given the offseason additions DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, and Adu Thiero. However, Bleacher Report's Andy Bailey has predicted that the Lakers will once again top out as a 50-32 team, citing the strong competition in the Western Conference. The Los Angeles Lakers didn't make a lot of changes to their 50-win team this offseason, but the individual upgrade from Jackson Hayes to DeAndre Ayton is significant, regardless of what you might think about Ayton as a player, he wrote. And signing Luka Doncic to an extension long before the summer ended should instill a sense of stability throughout the organization. Odds makers, not high on Lakers. The Slovenian playmaker is clearly the face of the franchise going forward. And while that may ruffle the feathers of 40-year-old LeBron James, it's the right move, Bailey continued, explaining why Doncic's extension will stabballs the Lakers. As LA spends the next few years looking for talent that fits its younger generational talent, those two, Ayton and Austin Reeves, should allow the team to compete at a high level now. It's worth noting that the odds makers in Las Vegas don't expect the Lakers to be a true force in the Western Conference, with BetMGM setting the team's over/under wins total at just 47.5, 2.5 wins fewer than Bleacher Report. As per odds makers, the Thunder, 62.5, Nuggets, 53.5, Rockets, 55.5, Clippers, 48.5, and Timberwolves, 50.5, will all finish with a superior record than the Lakers. Can Lakers compete against Thunder? While the odds makers have pegged the Lakers as a potential 6th seed in the West, Bleacher Report's projections would have the Lakers tied in the wins column with the Clippers, 50-32, and Timberwolves, 50-32, in a battle for the 4th seed. The one thing working against the Lakers is that two of the teams projected to finish above them, the Nuggets and Timberwolves, beat them handily in the playoffs over the last 3 years, and two others, the Rockets and Thunder, are expected to improve. As such, analysts such as ESPN's Kendrick Perkins don't expect the Lakers to be good enough to compete with the West's juggernauts, specifically the Thunder, the reigning NBA champions. Speaking on the Road Trippin' podcast, Perkins said that Luka Doncic had every reason to be jealous of reigning NBA Finals MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Luka had to watch a young SGA have one of the greatest individual runs in NBA history, Perkins said, via Lakers Daily. Luka had to watch that. I hope Luka jealous. I hope he's jealous. Matter of fact, I believe he is jealous, and you know what, in a good way, he should envy SGA. He should envy him and come back on a mission. I believe he will. The Thunder, plus 225, enter the 2025-26 season as overwhelming favorites to repeat as NBA champions, with the Nuggets, plus 700, and Cavaliers, plus 800 in their purview. The Lakers, plus 1,600, own the 7th shortest odds, per ESPN Bet. The dog days of the NBA are here. Teams are done with their off-season moves, and other than a few restricted free agents still out there, not much is expected until training camps begin in September. This doesn't mean, however, that there aren't players who remain unsigned in free agency. There are plenty of faces familiar to Los Angeles Lakers fans who are still available. Some of those will head overseas to sign new deals after failing to find new NBA homes this summer. That list includes once promising former Laker, Talen Horton-Tucker. Former Lakers Talen Horton-Tucker may have to leave the NBA. Horton-Tucker entered the league as a second-round selection in the 2019 NBA Draft. He was seldom used as a rookie by the Lakers, but won a ring with the team in his first year. Over the next 2 seasons, he established himself as a valuable role player. This earned him a 3-year, $31 million extension with the Lakers, and he was even deemed untouchable in trade conversations. In fact, he was intentionally kept out of the Russell Westbrook trade, even when pretty much every other rotation player for the Lakers was a part of the deal. Unfortunately for Horton-Tucker, however, things have not worked out for him since then. He was traded to the Utah Jazz as part of a deal that brought Patrick Beverley to Los Angeles. After 2 seasons in Utah, He finished last season with the Chicago Bulls. His playing time consistently declined over the last several years until he essentially fell out of the rotation in Chicago. The biggest obstacle for Horton Tucker is his lack of shooting. As a 6 feet 4 inches guard, his inability to be a threat behind the three-point line is a serious problem. In addition to being a career 30% three-point shooter, the 24-year-old struggles with scoring efficiency, only hitting league average true shooting percent once in his career. There is not much room for on-ball perimeter players who don't drive efficient offense in the NBA. This explains the lack of interest in the former Laker. He will almost certainly have to settle for a G League or an overseas deal for next season before he can prove his worth and attempt an NBA comeback. The Los Angeles Lakers find themselves in an interesting spot this offseason. After swinging a massive trade with the Dallas Mavericks for Luka Doncic last season, the team handed him a 3-year, $165 million contract extension earlier this month. However, they have also seen LeBron James' name pop up in a slew of trade rumors as he nears the end of his career. For the most part, the Lakers have made the majority of the moves they're going to make this offseason, but there are still players available who could help the team maximize their title window with James on their roster. One such player who fits that bill is Miami Heat forward Andrew Wiggins, whom LA has been urged to go out and trade for. Lakers push to trade for Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins entered the league as one of the most hyped prospects of his generation, getting selected by the Cleveland Cavaliers with the number 1 overall pick of the 2014 NBA draft. He didn't even take the court for them before he got traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, though, which is where he spent the first 5.5 seasons of his career. During his time in the league, Wiggins has been a solid player, but he hasn't managed to hit the expectations that come with being the number 1 overall pick. He won the Rookie of the Year award in 2015 and was an All-Star during the 2021-22 season with the Golden State Warriors, but he doesn't have many other individual accolades to show for. He did, however, play a big role in helping the Warriors win the 2022 NBA Finals over the Boston Celtics. Last year, Wiggins was traded to the Heat as part of the Jimmy Butler deal, but Miami has never seemed fully invested in him. Wiggins has been on the trade block throughout the offseason, but a move has not materialized yet. There still is time for a deal to go down, though, and Sem Yalbulin of LA's Sports Hub believes that the Lakers should go out and acquire Wiggins. Wiggins would immediately become the best perimeter defender for the Lakers, taking on the tough defensive assignments night in and night out, Yalbulin wrote. He has the 3-and-D skill set the Lakers desperately need on the wing, and Wiggins can do a lot more with the ball in his hands than your typical 3-and-D player. Should the Lakers trade for Andrew Wiggins? While he hasn't necessarily lived up to the massive expectations on his shoulders in the NBA, Wiggins is still a very good two-way forward who could very well be the missing piece for the Lakers. Having a team built around Doncic means that the rest of the lineup needs to be strong defensively, and Wiggins could slide into the starting lineup and immediately take on the opposing team's best defensive player. Wiggins dominated in the 2022 NBA Finals for the Warriors by locking up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown throughout the series. And after averaging 18 points for 0.5 rebounds and 2.6 assists per game, he still adds something on the offensive side of the ball, too. Acquiring Wiggins may not cost as much as other big-name trade targets, so if Miami does want to move on from him, Los Angeles could end up being the perfect landing spot.